food class, whatever. I'm not sitting here cooking. We don't have time for all that. But I have prepared a few things, and I'm going to let y'all taste them. Y'all have already tasted a few things so far. And what I did, and I'm going to show this a little bit on YouTube, but basically what you've already eaten is got quinoa, onions, carrots, peppers, yellow and red, and brown rice, and it's a mixture. Okay, now I'm going to tell you more about it, but a lot of people don't have time to prepare foods, and so I'm looking for something. Where'd it go? Well, maybe I didn't bring it in here. I'm trying to see where it's at. I don't see it right. Oh, here it is. The quinoa mixture, I didn't boil the quinoa and do that. Now you can take quinoa and brown rice and make it yourself. Easy. You cook it just like rice. But I thought for some of y'all who are in a hurry, you're getting home, you need to eat, you want to eat healthy, that I might show you this. Because it's already done, and all you have to do is just add a little bit of water on the stove, and in 5 minutes, bam. But what it has in it is the organic quinoa, the organic brown rice, organic lentils, organic olive oil, and sea salt. I don't like table salt. I like sea salt. Better for you. So you just put this package. Now, it says microwave. I don't like no microwave, because a microwave changes the nutritional value of the food. We want to eat healthy. So you can just put it in a pan. That's exactly what I did with what y'all ate. Put it in a pan. Now I'm going to ramp it up. I'm going to put the carrots and the peppers, onions. You could put squash, whatever vegetables you like, and make this the base. And then add all your vegetables. That's a meal all by itself, right? So how long would that take? You could chop up your vegetables either the morning or the night before and have it ready to go, put it in a pan, bam. I'm serious, in 15 minutes, you could have a very good meal that somebody thought you spent time on, and you didn't really that much. What y'all think? You can spice it up more than it was. You know, if you like things hot, whatever cranks your tractor. Now, that's what you've already eaten. Now, I have a bowl of what y'all have a bowl of. Now, I told y'all not to eat this because they're different. Each one of these is different. And I wanted to tell you. Now, some of y'all know what things are and some not. So let's start with the basics. Does everybody know what the blue thing is? That is a blue corn chip. Is there anyone in here, raise your hand. If you've never had a blue corn chip, raise your hand. Okay. Now, did you know they make white, yellow, blue, and red corn?
Yes.
Good. And they make corn chips, corn meal, corn grits. This is organic blue corn grits from blue corn. It's really good. In nature, everything God made, when it has more color, it has more nutritional value. So there's white corn and go all the way up to the blue and red corn. The blue and red have more nutritional value. So you can eat your blue corn chip if you want to. Now, have y'all seen this chip before? This is a taro chip. So a lot of y'all are saying you hadn't had that before. Try it if you would like. Let me show you what a taro looks like. Not very pretty. But you peel it, it's good. And if you try it, I love taro chips myself. It's a root, you know.
How do you spell that?
T-A-R-O.
Taro.
Yep. Now, the green one, this one, the green one, is this right here. So it is a green pea flour mixed with brown rice flour. And my granddaughter, who is 6, she calls these green knacks. That's what she calls them. And it is her very favorite. So y'all try those and see what you think. Now, they have other brands and varieties of those. This is the taro bag that I got that out of. And it just has taro and then the oil and the sea salt. That's it. I love taro. And of course, the blue corn chips come in a bag like this. There's many different varieties of those as well. You do want to pay attention that the corn is organic and non-GMO. Very important because corn's been adulterated. So be thoughtful. Now, the other things in there are now I tell you what, I went to the movies with my husband, and I always take food. I know you're not supposed to take it in there, but I always take it in there because it's expensive and they don't have a lot of healthy choices, right? So the one that looks like this, but it's hollow, it's a stalk. This is a cauliflower stalk. Now they have got cauliflower everything now. And isn't it good? If y'all tried it, it's awesome. Now, we're in the movie. I'm eating. I asked my husband if he wants one, and he always says, "What's this?" And I said, "Just eat it." And so he ate it, and in a second, he leans over, and he normally doesn't talk during the movie. He leans over and goes, "What was that?" And I said, "Did you like it?" And he goes, "Do you have any more?" So he fell in love with these. So I don't know if y'all like them, but to me, they're very good. Guess what I did? All the kids was coming over. We just bought a farm, and all the grandkids was over there. And so I got a plate, and I put these on there. And then I got avocado and squished it up and make some guacamole, put it in a Ziploc bag, cut an end off of it, squished it into these suckers right here, and then put it on a plate and took it outside. And everybody's going, "What's this?" And I said, "Just eat. Just eat first." Because see, really, don't tell people what everything is, because let them try it. And then if they like it, fine. If they don't, fine. But my grandson does not like guacamole. And when he ate this, he said, "Well, that's pretty good." And I said, "It has guacamole in it." He goes, "I don't like guacamole." I said, "But you just ate it and you said it was pretty good." So, you know, sometimes if you wrap other things around it or do some different things, it helps. So figure out what you might do with that. You could put all kinds of things inside that sucker, right? Now, I'm going to tell you that these are not my favorite. It's cauliflower pretzels, and it's in your bowl. But I don't like pretzels. But I put them in there, and you may or may not like them. But I'm not a pretzel fan. But I just thought, well, I'll buy these because they're made out of cauliflower, and I'll give them to y'all and see what y'all think. But I'll tell you what I eat almost every single day are Hippies. I love me some Hippies. Y'all tried Hippies already? You might have tried them here, because I serve them here a lot. Now, this is a big old sucker of a bag that you have to go to Costco to get, but they come in little tiny bags too. And Hippies are going to have chickpea flour. So the Hippies in your bowl are the ones like that look like a corn puff. And of course, I know you know what the pretzels were in there, of course. That was self-explanatory. So it has chickpea flour, rice flour, safflower oil, tapioca starch, pea hull fiber, brown rice flour, blah, 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 goes down the list. But it says white cheddar, but it don't have any dairy. No dairy. It's vegan. So y'all like it? Again, my 6-year-old granddaughter, she eats a whole bag of them things. Now, what else is in your bowl? get this little white thing. Now, what that little white thing is this peeled. This right here, well, you can see it through the bag, is jicama. So I peeled it because it looks ugly. But you peel it, and it tastes like an Irish potato with a little sweetness, right? What do y'all think? Isn't it good? Now, you can chop it up and put it in whatever else you're eating, but first time I ever had it, I was in Cabo, and I was at a restaurant, and they had a martini glass. By the way, this is an excellent way to serve something. Get a martini glass and put guacamole in it, and then put carrot sticks and jicama and celery and cucumber and all that in there like that. It's pretty presentation, easy to eat. But the jicama was in there, and I was like, what is this white thing? It is really good. And he said jicama, and I was like, I ain't never heard of that. And I understand this is probably 6 years ago when I was there, and Dr. Oz had not spoken about it yet. So it was not in the grocery stores. But as soon as he discussed it, it was in all the grocery stores, bam, just like that. Now, J, like you do Jose with the J. So jicama is more in Mexico and places like that, but we're familiar with it now, and we have it in our grocery stores. But it is a prebiotic, like asparagus and other things. And prebiotics feed the probiotics and are good. So it's really very healthy for you. It's really good shredded, like y'all shred a carrot, shredded in a salad. Ooh, it's some good stuff because it's slightly sweet naturally. I really, really like it.
Can you spell that one?
Jicama?
Yeah.
Okay. J-I-C-I-M-A, maybe. Anybody know, but who's good at spelling?
That's how I spelled it.
Is that right? Okay, J?
J-I-C-A-M.
A-M-I. Okay, thank you. I'm not a good speller.
The J is like an H.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And like quinoa is spelled Q-U. It sounds like K-E-E-N-W-A-W, but it's Q-U. Okay. Now, y'all see these seeds down in there? These little green flat seeds? A lot of people tell me that they've never had raw pumpkin seeds. And that's what those are. Try them. Give them a whirl. Don't judge till you try. Now, men, we got a lot of men in this class. Men, them raw pumpkin seeds are your friend because they're very high in zinc. And zinc is stored in your prostate. And only men have prostate. Okay? So, now, ladies, it's good for you. I put it in almost, I probably eat them every day. Now, handful, not a canful. Hear me say that. Handful, not a canful. So, but they're really, really good for you, especially in the fall when pumpkins are in season. Pay attention to that. Now, this chip, this little square thing, that is a cracker that is gluten-free, and it's got rosemary in it. When you eat it, you can kind of taste that rosemary. It's really good. It's one of my favorites, and it's gluten-free. Then, I know y'all are waiting to the last to see that dark stuff that's down in there. That is chocolate, dark chocolate, and it might surprise you that this dark chocolate, it says the word sugar-free, but it does not have any artificial sweeteners in it. It is sweetened naturally. Now, y'all eat the dark chocolate for a second and tell me, is that not sweet? It doesn't taste bitter like dark chocolate, right? It's sweet, right? It has monk fruit. Now, monk fruit, just like stevia, is low glycemic. And if you have blood sugar issues, you can have it. Okay, now it comes in a powder as well as it does a liquid. This is what the monk, now this is not the only brand, hear me, I just bought this brand, but this is the powder. It's a white granule, looks like sugar. To me, it tastes very similar. It's very clean. And then this is one brand of a liquid monk fruit, and there's others. But 1 drop in a whole glass is plenty. So I have these little cups of water that if you've never had this and you want to try it in a cup of water, just put 1 drop in there and taste it if you want to. And then I got some stevia drops. I love these stevia drops because 1 drop is plenty and they come in flavors. This is chocolate raspberry, but they have all kinds of different flavors, lemon and lime, and they have just plain stevia. But this is also perfectly fine for a person that has blood sugar issues. Okay, these are stevia drops. Now, when you pay for these, you're going to go, whoa, doggy, that is expensive. Because it'd be like $12 or something, but 1 drop will sweeten a whole glass, so it takes a long time to go through. Okay. Now, by the way, I wanted to tell you, that first thing you ate that had the quinoa and vegetables, the oil that I used was olive oil that was infused with rosemary. So you might have had a little hint of rosemary from the oil. And they have all kind of oils. They have avocado oil and olive oil mixed together, sometime with coconut and all kinds of things. Just try some of them. They're really good. I mean, my mama was the Crisco queen. And, you know, it's so nice to have good, healthy oils, you know, and find out they taste good and fine.
You forgot the biscuit.
Yeah, she was a biscuit queen too. So we're going to talk about some better baking flours. Y'all ever seen this right here? This is ghee. And ghee could be a butter or an oil substitute. And a little dab of it, kind of when you put it in a pan, you know, goes pretty far. So ghee is an option. And depending on where you shop, you can get some good deals on it. Now, a lot of this stuff I got at Sprouts. I went by Greenwise today, and they donated something that I'm fixing to talk about. Do y'all know where Greenwise is yet? Y'all say, well, isn't that part of Publix? It is, but there is a Greenwise. The whole store is Greenwise in Homewood. You know, in Mount Brook, where the old Western used to be. If you haven't been there yet, it's pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead. Do you want to help me? This right here, if you can let everybody have one. Now, this tray is extremely not steady, so you have to really hold it. But I'm going to pass those out because that is a sweet potato and it has some vinegar in it. It has, I've got the list, hang on. It's got a little sherry wine. It's got some orange. It's got whole grain mustard, sea salt, spices, cranberry, peanut, and pumpkin seeds in that. So it's cold. So any of this stuff, you could eat it hot, you could eat it cold. And so you could prepare it a few nights in advance and eat it several times and add it with. I had gone into Greenwise and they had some awesome smoked trout. And normally I don't buy stuff like that, but when you go in there, a lot of times they have samples and stuff. And so they had that and I was like, oh my gosh, this stuff is awesome. They had it on sale. Thank you. No, I'm good. Thank you. And so I was excited. And that's what I put. I took something like this and mixed it with the trout. And it was great, you know. And actually, one little serving of that smoked trout, my husband and I just ate one piece. We're going to eat the other later. So, you know, it can work. Do y'all ever bread things? You know, sometimes we need breading. And if you are trying to eat healthy, you might not want to use what you had used before. And this is actually chickpea breading. And all that's in here is chickpeas. Dried, toasted and dried. And it's organic. So give something like that a whirl, you know, sometime. And try some of these maybe you've not tried before. A baking mix from cauliflower. They have all kinds of stuff. I have gluten-free flour that I use a lot. Now, I don't have to eat gluten-free, but I do quite often because it's usually healthier and it has more protein. But this is a cauliflower mix, and you can use and make pizza crust, pancakes, waffles, biscuits, chicken coating, flatbread, cookies, bagels, onion rings, cinnamon rolls, brownies from this. So it is a mixture of dried cauliflower, brown rice, and cassava. Cassava flour many times is mixed in here, and it's got the non-GMO cornstarch and the sorghum flour, quinoa flour. This also has psyllium husk in it, which is good fiber, and the baking powder and the baking soda and the yeast and the sunflower seed protein. So, I mean, it's healthy choices. And this is in, like say, the Sprouts or the Whole Foods and those kind of places. My favorite pancake mix is this one right here. I don't know if y'all tried this yet, but all you have to do is add water, and it makes waffles and pancakes. If you want it to have more protein, it's got protein, but if you want it to have more protein, you can add, like, you know, Nature Sunshine has the protein powders, and many times I'll add a scoop of the protein powder to it. But this right here, if you get the one that says gluten-free and paleo, the paleo has a little bit more protein. So in a serving, which is talking about 2 or 3 pancakes, it has 6 grams of protein in it, which is not bad for pancakes, you know. And all you have to do is add water. So if you're in a hurry, you know, it works. And then, of course, what I do, now that's banana flavored, but yeah, that's another paleo one right there too. I'm going to add blueberries, walnuts, chopped up apples, whatever. You know, you can make it your own. If you want more cinnamon, you know, just add to it whatever you want to. Rarely do I eat things the way they come. People don't like to go to a restaurant with me because I never take it the way it comes. Take this off, add this, do this, da-da, you know, but I'm trying to make it healthy, and they don't always have it that way. Have y'all ever eaten these hemp hearts? They are really good on eggs. So do y'all ever fry or scramble eggs or something and sprinkle these on top when you get done? They kind of taste like crushed up cashews. And they're really healthy for you. They're very high in omega-3. So
Yogurt. I'll put mine in the yogurt.
yeah, put it in yogurt. They're real good. You can just do it straight. Sprinkle on top of yogurt, salads, put it in your smoothie. My husband loves these. He uses them all the time. Now, I said it a while ago that you don't want table salt. You do want sea salt. Now, there's all kinds of sea salts out there. This one right here, I like, but I've done Himalayan pink salt, all of them. This one's called real salt. But the main thing, if you can see that salt right there, it is not white. It is colored, has little specks in it. You know, you'll see regular Norton's, Morton's, whatever it is, in a container of regular salt, and they'll have their sea salt. That's not the one I'm talking about because it's still white. It's not got all the minerals. Minerals are going to be colored. So look for a sea salt that has a color or, you know, looks speckledy like that. Okay. Now, if you eat sea salt long enough, like a month, and don't eat any table salt, when you go back and eat table salt, it's going to be bitter. You'll taste the difference, but you don't taste it right now. Taste buds are funny. You know, they get all things coated on top of them sometimes. And I wanted to tell you another sweetener. We talked about some low glycemic ones. This is a little packet of xylitol, XY, xylitol. It's low glycemic also. It has a glycemic index of 9. Now, there is 10% of the population that this might cause some gastric disturbance. If it does, don't eat it. But other 90% do fine. Do not give it to your animals. Not friendly. So if your animals eat off your plate, don't get this. Now, baking powder, baking soda, cornstarch, all of those little things, you do want to get them natural and organic and free of aluminum If you use deodorant and antiperspirant, the antiperspirant needs to be free of aluminum. So be thoughtful. Baking powder and little things like that. So I don't know if y'all know this, but glass, Pyrex, stainless steel, cast iron are all fine to cook with. But so many people will use aluminum cookware and aluminum foil when they are heating up food. The aluminum will absorb into the food if it is heated. Now, you can wrap something in aluminum foil in the refrigerator, but not on the grill hot. And people go, well, what am I going to wrap it in? Well, parchment paper. Now, this won't work on the grill. Y'all are going, that'll poof in a second. But they have aluminum foil that is adhered to the parchment paper. They sell it pressed together. So you would wrap the food with the parchment paper next to the food and the aluminum foil then on the grill. You hear what I'm saying? That would be a better way to go if you feel like you need to do that. But personally, I have this parchment paper here because I want to show you how to cook food in the oven on this. Now, most all y'all, now this is not wax paper. This is parchment paper, and it's sold where your aluminum foil and saran wrap and all that is, okay? Now, most people use this for cookies, right? But let's talk fish. So you're going to fold it in half, and you're going to put it on the pan, okay? Put this on the pan you're going to cook on. You're going to wash your piece of fresh fish, and you're going to lay it on this end. You're going to season it, your butter, your sea salt, your pepper, your cayenne, whatever you're going to put on there. Put your vegetables that you want to eat with your fish on top of it. Cut up your broccoli, your carrots, your squash, your onions. Put them on top. And then you're going to fold this end over, and you're going to corner. You just keep on cornering it, and it is going to go all the way around. Make a pouch. And then it's on the, remember it's on the cooking sheet. Stick it in the oven, 400 degrees for 20 minutes. The fish is steamed. The vegetables are steamed. It's all done at the same time. Take it out of the oven. Carefully open it up. Slide it on the plate. You can put that cookie sheet back in the pantry. You didn't even mess it up. Easy peasy. A lot of people don't want to cook fish because they say the whole house is going to smell like fish. But if you put it in this little pouch and everything and cook it that way, it don't do that so much like frying it on the stove would. You know? That makes sense? Parchment paper can be your friend in lots of different ways. Making a pouch. And I got tickled. I started teaching this about 10 years ago. And a couple of years ago, I went to the grocery store and they had some food prepared in a pouch in parchment paper. And I went, they stole my idea. But, you know, that's fine. So.
Now, Rhonda, can you broil on that, or is 400 degrees the maximum?
It might get a little dark. I don't know the maximum. I've never tested it.
Wouldn't catch on fire.
Broiling might.
Yeah.
Broiling might. But 450, you'd probably be all right.
Yeah.
I do mine, but I don't do it right under the broiler. I do it like on the
Oh, down the bottom.
Little down below.
Yeah.
Now, another thing that I put in that first thing y'all ate is this right here. Now, how many of y'all have ever used soy sauce? Yeah, a lot of people do. But did you know a lot of soy sauce has things in it you might not do well with? Some of them have MSG, monosodium glutamate, not your friend, not natural. It's an excitotoxin that crosses the blood-brain barrier and not a really good thing. Otherwise, some people have used Worcestershire sauce and all this kind of stuff. Have y'all ever marinated meat? Yeah, but a lot of that stuff has MSG in it, not your friend. Look at it, read the ingredients. So another option are aminos, liquid aminos. There's one called Bragg's liquid aminos. This one's coconut aminos. There's all kinds of different ones out there. But you can marinate your meat, put it on your vegetables, do all kinds of things just like you would soy sauce. And it's healthier choices. And it tastes really good. Yeah, the Bragg's is, where's the Bragg's? Yeah. These are 2, and they're black liquids. So nobody will know the difference. I like to use these for something you might not have thought of. Put it in a spray bottle and spray it on top of popcorn. It's really good instead of seasoning salt, you know, because that seasoning salt's nasty. Not healthy at all. So play around. It's really good in soup, you know, too. Like if you're making beans, like we don't use pork at my house. So instead of putting bacon and pork fat and all that kind of stuff in greens and beans and all that stuff, we just add something like that. Give it a whirl. See what you think. I have this stuff sitting out here, and I thought I was going to make some pasta salad, and I apologize. I just didn't go that far. I've got other things to serve. But I really like this gluten-free pasta, and it holds together quite well. And so this is mainly brown rice. Well, actually, that is all it is. This is brown rice pasta, and the ingredients are brown rice and water, and that's it. And pasta joy. I can't say that top word. Tinka jugga. So pasta joy. So, and this is some organic beans made for pasta salad. So it has a variety of them already. So you can mix this together with some of your favorite vegetables and stuff and just make a pasta salad, again, that will last for several days in the refrigerator, you know?
Where'd you find that one?
Now you can find this type of thing at all the, that I was talking about, Sprouts and wherever it be, but Aldi's has a brand too. Now we talked about sweeteners, but here's a couple of more. It's coconut sugar, and I use coconut sugar a lot instead of brown sugar, because brown sugar is white sugar sprayed with molasses. Y'all know that, right? So that ain't that great, but this works. And this is agave. And then, of course, there's many others. There's beet sugar. There's raw honey. Awesome. But whatever, they're all a little different in recipes. I have one that's a date syrup. Of course, I use real maple syrup quite often. They have all kinds of sprays for the pan. You know, this is avocado oil. They have ghee in a spray like this. They've got all kinds of sprays. You can get olive oil too, whatever, that are just your spray pan that's just healthier than the other alternatives that we've always known of. And then, how many of y'all have ever had carob? Carob. We only got 2. You've had it? Well, it tastes like chocolate, but it's not chocolate at all. It's a separate bean. Yeah. And I really like it. Number one, how it is different. It does taste similar to chocolate, but how it is different is it has no caffeine. Chocolate has caffeine. And this is sweet naturally without having to add anything to it, where chocolate's bitter if you don't add a sweetener to it. And I make what are called mud balls all the time, which is the recipe with the oatmeal and the peanut butter and the chocolate's what a lot of people add, I just use carob powder instead of chocolate, and they turn out great. And I mean, when I make them, they're gone. You know, that's right. If you come to my Christmas party, we always have them.
Now, Rhonda, does that have like the antioxidants that dark chocolate's supposed to have?
No, but it has other benefits for your gut. If you do have gut sensitivity, maybe leaning more towards the looser type of stool, carob will help with that. I mean, I make hot carob like you make hot cocoa. I make hot carob, and you sip on that when your gut is not happy, and it really does help. So it has other benefits. Okay, do you mind passing these around? I don't know how many of y'all have tried almond butter, but so many people eat peanut butter, right? Now, peanut is not a nut. I have to tell people that all the time. It's a legume. So a lot of people have allergic sensitivities to it. And almonds are a nut. And so this is almond butter on a cracker that is gluten-free. They have this brand everywhere. Everywhere. And in my opinion, I like them. They taste good. They're crunchy. They're good. Now this one's plain. What you're eating is plain Jane. They have them that are, you know, a little bit more tasty. Almond, pecan, hazelnut, all this. This is just with a hint of sea salt, very plain. But that's almond butter instead of peanut butter. If you've never tried it before, it's my preference. And like those mud balls I was telling you that I make with the carob, I use almond butter instead of peanut butter. And it works. All right, let me see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Woo! I tell you what, I'm going to ask you to do. We're going to pass these around. And if you are a couple, do you mind sharing? And I'm sorry, I'm going to take one out because I have to. Now, in a minute, I'm going to tell you what's in these. And tell Mary Jane, thank you very much for bringing these, because these are from a place called Joyful Foods. And again, we've got the almond butter, we've got the dark chocolate chips, we've got the nuts, the seeds, pumpkin seeds in here. Oh my God, I love these. They call them the monster cookies, and they are out of this world. And y'all, if they, hopefully we'll have enough to go around. And Mary Jane, tell everybody where Joyful Foods is.
Well, it's at the first location is Bluff Park. It's across from the Piggly Wiggly in that shopping center. And then they're going to have a second location, and I believe it's at the stores of Shops of Montevallo, I believe.
Okay.
And that should be opening sometime, I think, this month.
Perfect. Now, when you pass those out, I want to give the exact ingredients, and then if you'll pass this out. Okay. James can get one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to tell y'all what's in these. What do y'all think? Isn't that wonderful? Now, now it has almond butter, organic coconut oil, honey, almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, organic unsweetened coconut, almond flour, organic raisins, sea salt, vanilla, organic chocolate chips. Isn't that good?
What are those called again?
They're called monster cookies with chocolate chips. And they come from the Joyful Food Company. So you can, they're on Facebook, and you can go over there and just pick up stuff, you know, if you want to.
And if you don't like chocolate, they make them without chocolate.
Okay.
And they fix them. They say they only put the chocolate morsels right at the top.
Yes.
So,
Yes, that's good, because some people might not want it. Now, the next thing that we're handing out here is a nut mixture, and I'll tell you what's in there too. Now, I think there is a little bit of spice to that. If you don't like spicy, you might not. And I'm just saying that ahead of time because, you know, I'm a not spice person. I don't like spicy things. I'm trying to see what else I got. I got some beverages over there, and so I have some water. So why don't everybody get up and get you some water? But when you drink your water, because I know you're probably getting thirsty, let me let you taste if you want to. I have a stevia soda. I have a Soy Delicious almond chocolate milk. If you've never had it, be careful. That tray is wimpy.
I got it.
And then I have milked cashew. So in other words, it's cashew milk. Have y'all ever had cashew milk? So they have milk from everything nowadays, don't they? I mean, you can have almond milk, rice milk, coconut milk, cashew milk, hazelnut milk, hemp milk. There's just milk from all these different things. And a lot of people are sensitive to cow milk, cheese, and ice cream. If you are African American, 70% of Black folks are lactose intolerant. You want to know that, so it's common. Then the other thing is, excuse me, people like myself, it makes my gut cramp up, so I don't. If you suffer with a lot of mucus and congestion, cow's milk can make more mucus and congestion, so you want to avoid. Now, we don't have to open those up unless y'all want to. Does anybody want to try the cashew milk? Does anybody want to try the chocolate milk? Raise your hand if you do. We can do it. And then does anybody want to try the stevia soda? That is, what flavor is that one? That is the one that's ginger ale.
Ginger ale.
Yeah.
I'll try it. And
So instead of having, yeah, you can put it in those same cups. Hey, Kat, come on in. That's okay. Grab you a bowl. We've already talked about what's in there, but we'll talk later and I'll tell you. And there's some other stuff over here, Kat. Grab you some, that's almond butter, and yep, just grab you a few things. It's ginger ale of the stevia soda. And, you know, a lot of people drink soda, and that's not healthy. So when we're trying to do a transition from soda to other things, this is kind of a middle ground. It's a better than choice, right? And sometimes people say to me, well, I can do without soda till I'm eating a pizza or something like that. You know, certain foods connect with other liquids. And so if that's the way you feel about it, then you might just know you have choices. And so they have all the different flavors. That's the ginger ale. If you don't like ginger ale, they have grape, they have orange, they have just all kinds of things. And see what you like. It's spelled Z-E-V-A, V-I-A, Zevia.
Would that help
But-
somebody to come off of Cokes?
It would, to me, because some people are addicted to the fizz.
Yeah.
You know, they're just used to that. And so whatever it is, it's going to be a better way to go. It's not going to have your caffeine or any of those things. So you're still going to withdraw off caffeine, but it's just a better way to go. So when you are trying to prepare foods, you do want to think about microwaves, not your friend, regular oven, or a steamer. Now, this is not a brand new steamer. It's very used. It's the one I use at my house, so forgive that it's not pretty. But this is a steamer, and it has a little timer. And so you're going to put in here water in the bottom. Then it has a drip tray. Then it has a big container that has perforated holes, and then it has a lid. So when you put the water in there, the steam's going to come up through the holes, and it's going to steam and cook the food. You put in the steamer things that are dense first. What are dense? Beets, potatoes, corn, green beans even take a little longer to cook. Things that take longer, put them in this first and set the timer for about 15 minutes. Then add cruciferous things on top of that. Broccoli, cauliflower, onions, squash, asparagus, that kind of thing. You add it on top. Now it's all mixed up there together. But the cool thing about that is if you was making all those different kind of vegetables, you would have had all these different pots to clean. Now you don't. One pot to clean. So you put those on top, you set it for another 5 or 10 minutes, bam, it's all done at the same time. So this is a steamer. They make these round and they make them oblong like this. And I have the big sucker because I have a lot of people. So depending on how many people you're cooking for, depends on how big of a steamer you need to get. But of course, you can saute things, you can wok things. There's all different ways of cooking, but pay attention that you want to not use aluminum. You want to use glass, stainless steel, Pyrex, that kind of thing. Cast iron, whatever. Okay, I know I've talked about a whole bunch of stuff and I'm just going on and on and on. Does anybody have a question? Yes.
Crock pot.
Crock pot is an excellent tool and I like them a lot. The Instapot, that's the new thing. The air fryer, that's the new thing. They're all great. They all have a place and I use them often. Yes, yes. So great tools.
Now I've got a steamer that you put water down in and set it on the stove. Turn
You
it on.
can. You can do it on the stove. Yes.
I'm not sure what kind of metal it is, though, now that you mentioned it.
Yeah. It just needs to be stainless steel. You know, what a lot of people do in a pinch is if you go anywhere, they have those fold up little stainless steel and they fold out into any pot like that, like flour. And you can put it in a pot and put water not through the holes, but in the bottom. And then it has to have a lid. That's the key to that one. And those are very inexpensive. For a couple of bucks, you can make a pot a steamer. But yeah.
It's okay that that looks like it's a type of plastic.
It is in that situation, but you know, you're going to call the company and ask if this is BPA free, and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of times they are. Yeah.
It should be on the box or something.
Yeah, or you might have to contact them, but yeah, for sure. All right. Anybody else got a thought or a question?
Yeah, I got a question that goes back to something you said a while ago, before I forget it. I wanted to ask you, you said you don't ever use pork or anything like that.
I don't.
To season like turnip greens or dried beans.
I use the aminos.
What about like a smoked turkey wing? Is that?
That'd be a better choice.
Yeah.
Or turkey, if you needed bacon, use turkey bacon over pork.
I use smoked turkey wings.
Yeah.
It turns out pretty good.
That works.
It's got some flavor to it.
Yeah.
I don't know how healthy it is, but it's better than pork. I know.
Yeah, be better than pork.
Mom and Daddy used to use that old fat back pork. You know,
Yeah.
Got it up.
Yeah. I mean, it takes the longest to pass through the body of all the meats,
Yeah.
you know, and it's very acid. Pork is. So, not your friend.
It stays in the gut a long time.
Stays in the gut a long time. And then, of course, if you already have gut problems, it really stays in the gut a long time. This is what I say about pork. You're not going to go to hell if you eat pork, but you might reach the pearly gates sooner than you choose to if you eat it too much. That's what I say. Because, you know, in Leviticus, it does talk about all that stuff right there, and it's not God's best. But like I say, you can eat it if you want to. But a lot of people I know, they tell me they get a sausage and biscuit every morning on the way to work. How many men y'all know do that? Lots of them, you know, and that's too much pork right there, you know, especially with the white flour biscuit glue, you know, white flour and water make glue, paper mache, did in kindergarten, still does now. So
Eat it at 7 and asleep by 11.
yeah, don't you know, right there. So, you know, now,
Aluminum, going back to aluminum,
Yes,
I know aluminum cooking and aluminum cookware is bad, but a lot of times to line the pan, I do the aluminum on the pan, like when you're cooking things, so your pan, things don't stick to the pan.
just use the parchment paper. As long as it's not too hot, you'll be
So what
fine.
is it exactly, I mean, about the aluminum?
It absorbs into the food. And it's not that one time, it's the thousands of times
Yeah.
that we've had it in our life. You know, we've all had a baked potato wrapped in aluminum foil, but we got to stop it at some point.
Right.
And the reason I pay so much attention to it is my grandmother had Alzheimer's and hers was from aluminum poisoning. And we know that because literally every single thing she ate was from aluminum. She drank a soda out of aluminum can. And now understand she died 20 years ago. She ate canned goods and they didn't have the liner back then. And she used aluminum foil and aluminum cookware. Everything she ate touched aluminum. Everything.
So what about the Yetis and stuff, those?
Those are stainless steel. Yetis are stainless steel. They're not aluminum.
Okay.
Yeah, even the fake Yetis, which is what I have. Yeah.
So if you're going to cook on a grill, you put your food in the parchment paper and then you can put aluminum foil
You can.
around the parchment
You
paper.
could, no problem.
I didn't know that.
Yep, for sure. All right, so yeah, go ahead.
Question with the liquid aminos. Are they high in sodium, or can people with high blood pressure use it?
Well, that's what you've got to read labels and see. There's a lot of different ones, so some are more so than others in the sodium content. So you read labels because the Bragg's amino acids and the coconut aminos are kind of different. So you're going to read labels and see. But you're going to lean more towards sea salt because salt is not the problem. It's the processed regular salt that's been through a lot of processes, where sea salt actually is not going to cause your problem. So just read labels on things like that and see, where it all comes from. Because there's so many different brands, and that's what makes them uniquely different. Each brand, little bit different there on their ingredients. That's why if I'm going to buy corn chips, I don't eat corn chips every day, but if I'm going to buy corn chips, it's going to have sea salt, not table salt, as that, last ingredient to eat it. Yep. All right, we're going to go ahead and turn off the YouTube, and we're going to continue to talk here. But how you get in touch with me is 205-733-7000 is phone number here. RhondaDial.com. Click on product list. You can read about any products that we talk about herb-wise. And then the radio show's on Saturday from 3 to 5 if y'all want to listen to it on Talk 99.5. Thank you, Jane.
You're out.
Off. Good. Okay, now we're going to turn off these bright lights.